All right. Now, good morning to you all. Yes, this is Mr. Ni Alute. Yes, today I'll be taking you people for science. Yes, I know most of you know me, but I have never taught you before. So this time around, I'll be teaching you people science. Now, today we'll be treating an interesting topic. In fact, today our topic is going to be something that has to do with pushing and pulling of objects. It has to do with pushing and pulling of objects. And that interesting topic we are going to look about or talk about today is what we term as force. Yes, we are going to look at force and movement. Force and movement. Now let me do a small demonstration. Now I have a chair here. So I'm going to do something to the chair. Then you tell me what I did to the chair. So that is the first one. That is the second one. So what did I first do to the chair? I know you are itching. You want to say it. Yes, say it. You say it. Say it. Yes. I first pulled the chair. So let me do it again. I have pulled the chair. Now the second one, I am pushing the chair. Very good. So I pulled the chair and I pushed the chair. Now if you pull something and you push something or you push something, we normally say that you are using force. Yes, we normally say that we are using force. So we say, when we say a force is a push or a pull of an object. A push or a pull of an object. So if you push something, like I'm pushing the board, I'm using force. If I pull the board out, I'm also using what? Force. Now force is measured in newtons. Yes, we measure force in newtons. So if I push this chair with 2 newtons of force, or I'll pull the chair with 2 newtons of force. So the amount of force you use to do something, you can measure. So if you push someone and you push a person very hard, maybe you say you use like 100 newton. If you push a person small, you say you use like 2 newton. Is that understood? All right. Now, because we use force to pull and push objects, when you add force to an object or when you apply force, it can cause a lot of things to the object. You know, at least you see me do too. You've seen me push my chair and pull my chair. So we are going to look at the effects of force on an object. How force will affect an object. Now the first thing that we'll look at is, I'm going to do a small demonstration here, and you can also do the same at home. Now because I don't have a very high table, I'll use my palm. So I'm going to put my marker in my palm. See that it is standing, it is not moving, it is not going anywhere. Then I'll use my index finger. Then I'll give it a small, I'll apply a little force to it. See that my marker moved. Let me do it again. The marker moved. So one effect of a force is, 1, it causes objects to move. Now what I want you to do is, I want you people to do the same thing at home. Now put a coin or a round piece of paper, put it on the floor, and then use your finger to just hit it and see what will happen. So you do it, then you tell me whether the coin or the paper will move. Or even if you have a toy car, that's a very good example. Just put your toy car down and just use your finger to give the toy car a little push and see whether it will move. If it moves, it means that yes, a force that you have used has caused it to move. Now, the second thing is that force can also cause moving objects to stop. Yes, it can cause a moving object to stop. So I'm going to demonstrate again with my marker. I'll put my finger here. This time I won't use my finger to hit the marker. I'll rather put my finger here. Then I'll let the marker roll. You see that the marker is not moving anymore because my finger is preventing the marker from what? Falling, or from what? Moving. So if you push something and then you want the thing to stop, you just apply force to it. So let's say you are running and then you hit the wall. Because the wall is applying force, you can't move, so you have to stop. So the second effect is force causes moving objects to stop. So if you can call daddy to give you a hand, or mommy to give you a hand. Push your car towards mommy and then tell mommy that she should put the hand there. When the car hits the hand, the car will stop because she's applying force. Or you can use a small pencil. Just hold your pencil and push your car. If your car hits the pencil and the car moves, it means that the force is small. So you let the pencil stand hard, hold it very hard, and you push the car. When it gets there, to stop. That's the second one. Now the third one. Now for the third one, we say that force causes a change in shape. It will cause the shape of an object to change. Now how can we do that? Let's see. So I have here a magic piece of paper. So what we do is that I'll put the paper in my palm. See, I'm holding my paper. Then I'll close my hand. You see that the paper is flat. So I'm going to close my hand and we'll see the shape of the paper. Now see the shape. My paper has changed shape. At first it was wide open, flat. Now this is what I've got. Now the shape has changed. This one has become irregular shape. So force causes a change in shape. Now the next thing we are going to look at is that force can also cause objects to move fast or slow. It can cause an object to move very fast or that object to move very slow. Now I'm going to use my marker. So I have my marker in my palm. Then I'm going to let the marker slide. You see that it doesn't move very fast, but let me give it a little push along the way. See that it has jumped very fast. It's going, then it has jumped very fast. Sorry, let me take my marker. So it can cause objects to change their speed. Either they'll move very fast or they'll move very slow. Now the last one we're going to look at is that force can cause objects to change direction. Yes, it can cause objects to change direction. Now for this, I'm going to use my bat and my small piece of paper. I know it's not big enough, but at home you can try it. You can use a football to try. Me, I have no football. If I start kicking my ball, you won't see. So I'm going to use my stick. So I'll throw this one up. It will come down. But I don't want it to come down. I want it to go this direction. So when it goes up and comes down, I hit it. See that it's going that direction. So it can cause a change in direction. Now, that is all we'll look at for today. Now what I want you to do is that I'll give you people a small assignment, then you will do. Then I'll show you a small trick that I want you people to try at home. Now what I want you to do is go out, go and play with your friend. But as you are playing, make sure you don't touch your friend. So what you do is that you do all the changes. You first put your ball down, then you kick your ball to show that yes, force cause an object to move. Then you go for that, you let your friend kick the ball towards you, then you use your leg to stop the ball, or you use it to break the ball, as we say in football. So when you stop the ball, it means that it has caused an object to stop. Then you throw the same ball light, throw it very small, let it go up. Then you hit it very high for it to go up. So it will go very fast. Then it will come down. That means you have changed the speed and also changed the what? The direction. Then you pick a bottle, then you squeeze the bottle so that you change the shape. Alright, that is all that I have for you for today. In our next lesson, we'll look at a simple machine. Yes, what is a simple machine? You know that you have plenty machine like sewing machine and rice cooker. They're all machines, but we'll just be looking at simple machines. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Yes. Now the first type of force we'll look at is what we call gravitational force. Gravitational force, or what we call the force of gravity. Now, gravitational force is a force that pulls object towards the earth. So if you throw something up, gravity will bring it down towards you. It can't, whatever goes up will not stay up. If you go up, it will definitely come down. And the force that pulls them down is what we call the force of gravity. Now, the second force we'll look at is tensional force. Yes, tensional force. Now, tensional force is a force that pulls bodies apart. So I have here a rubber band. Now, if I want the rubber band to go this way and this way, the force that I use to pull it is called tensional force. Once you pull it, you see that it becomes very hard. But this one, it's very soft. It doesn't even make a sound. But when you pull it out, it makes a sound. So you can try it with your rubber band. Now, the opposite of tensional force is what we call compressional force. Now, instead of pulling it apart, this one rather pushes them together. Instead of pulling them apart, compressional force rather pushes them together. So if you have something like a spring and then you press both ends of the spring, the force that you use to push the spring together is what we call compressional force. Then the last force that I would give you is electrostatic force. Now, for electrostatic force, we simply describe it as a force of attraction. A force of attraction between static electric charges or stationary bodies. The English is big, so forgive me. It's the force of attraction between charged bodies. Now, for this electrostatic force, you have to experiment it on your own, but I'll still do the experiment for you. Now, for the experiment, what we need is a pen, normal pen, or you can get yourself a comb. Yes, the comb that we use to comb our hair in the house, not a brush, a comb. Then after getting your comb or your pen, pick a sheet of paper and tear it into very small pieces. See how tiny it is. You tear it into very small pieces. Now, please, because you are not supposed to soil the house or dirty the house, make sure that the pieces you don't tear the papers or the paper into a lot of pieces, just a few, about 5 or 6, so that we use it for our experiment. Now, this is what we are going to do for the experiment. Now, you are going to pick your pen or your comb. Now, I have my paper in my palm. You can see them here. Then what you do is you rub your pen in your hair. Please make sure you don't have pomade in your hair. Your hair should be dry. If there's pomade, it might not work. So if you are using a pen, rub the pen in your hair. If you are using a comb your hair. So I'm rubbing my pen in my hair. I'm rubbing. I'm charging. Now let's see what will happen when I bring the pen close to the pieces of what? Paper. Wow. Let me try it again. You pull the papers up. Yes, you pull the papers. You attracted the papers from charging. I'm combing. I'm charging. You see, this one has moved. So let me bring them back together. Then I'll do it one more time. So you can do this with different material. You can even use, since we are getting to the Christmas season, you can even use balloon. Get a balloon, wrap the balloon in your hair, bring it close to paper, it would attract the paper, or bring it close to your body. If you have a lot of hair on your body, you feel something moving in on your skin. Right, you saw this one move up. So that is the electrostatic force. So I would like to bring my lesson to a close. I would like to end here. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to go and look for other types of forces, apart from the ones that I'll give you in the notes. I want you to look for other types of forces. Then also try and read, if you have any book or any brother who knows anything about forces, just ask them to give you a little hand on it. Now in our next video or in our next lesson, we'll be looking at machines, how to care for simple machines, or what simple machines are. Now enjoy your day, stay safe, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.